I wanted to do my own thing, but I didn't know it was going to be this. I would have never thought this. If you asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have never thought that this was what I would be doing. I was just so determined to fix myself because no doctor I went to countless doctors and not one person was able to tell me. We come from a country that organic is by default. It's not labeled organic because everything is organic. If this is how I did it. I started with food. Everything, because that's directly what you're consuming, so that's going to be the most important. Absolutely. So get everything organic. Only eat whole foods. Don't eat processed foods. Just do what, go back to the roots, Right. Like everything, just whole foods, organic.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast, I Need More From You. I'm your host, Dr. Kristen Oakes. This podcast is meant to be both educational and entertaining. We're diving into all things health and wellness along with life because let's be honest, we all have more to give. Just real talk, real life. This is your space for laughs, learning, and leveling up. So buckle up and let's thrive. No excuses. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of I Need More From You. I have a very special guest joining us, Yasmina. She's the founder of Yasmina's Organics. We're going to dive into non-toxic living and why this is important for your overall health. So Yasmina, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Super excited. So this is something that I personally wanted to start implementing for myself and my family this year. I was like, I've got to ditch these chemicals and start paying more attention to what I'm cleaning my home with. So I ran into Yasmina when I was actually shopping at Hubbard's Cupboard, and I saw your cleaning products were there. My mom actually stumbled upon them, and she ended up purchasing some. So that's kind of like how I found you, and so far I love the products, and I'm like, this is just the perfect step for me to take to start to have better cleaning products in my home. And so I figured if I have these questions, I know so many other people out there do as well, and I really just want to educate on different tips and how people can transition into a non-toxic living as far as when it comes to what they clean their home with and what's in their environment. So let's just jump in. When did you even start Yasmina's Organics?
So I actually just started 2
Okay.
months ago.
Yes.
This is like
Congrats.
a very
This is a new baby for you.
It's a very new venture,
Love
but
it.
like the business side of it is a new venture. As far as like organic and everything that's non-toxic, I've been living that life for over 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. And kind of what triggered me to go into this rabbit hole of like non-toxic and what's actually in our environments, our foods and cleaners, etc., was my mom passing, and she was relatively a healthy person. Eating well, just exercising, taking good care of herself, but we're not from here, so like.
Where are you from?
I'm from Egypt.
Wow, Egypt.
Yeah.
When did you move to Miami?
Well, no, I came to. I was born in Egypt.
Okay.
We lived in Saudi Arabia for a little bit, and then when I was 7 years old, we moved to Jersey. And then from Jersey, I kind of grew up there, and then moved to Cali for work, and then came to Miami after that.
Wow. Okay, so you've just been,
I've been around.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so when did you move to Miami?
I moved here almost 3 years ago.
Almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So you changed your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to get the toxins out of your life. We're transitioning to a more organic living. And you said you were doing that for like 8 years?
Yeah, so my mom passed 8 years ago, and I kind of just wanted to understand why it happened, why
someone who was so healthy.
Exactly. And it was so many things. We come from a country that organic is by default. It's not labeled organic because everything is organic.
Right.
And that's a lot of countries, except for here, clearly. So she was going to the grocery store and buying everything, not really like knowing, So that was one thing. And then that's the biggest thing that I started with was food. Then I transitioned to pots and pans, then household products.
Okay.
And then the household products, I started off by like using Method, Myers, the stuff
that's readily available at like Target, and you think it's healthy, right?
Right, because it says like natural.
This is a better alternative than Lysol or
but it's greenwashing. It's so once you learn that, you just kind of feel like you can't trust anybody. Like I'm in a place where I feel like I can't trust any company. And I don't want to, that's why I created Yasminas, because I don't want to be that company. I want to
offer an actual solution.
Absolutely.
To the problem.
Yes.
Because we think things are healthy for us, but the reality is, like you said, greenwashing. So for those that don't know what that means, can you explain what greenwashing is?
Yeah. So in simple terms, greenwashing is just basically saying that they're natural and green and eco-friendly, but they're not, because you see things like plastic bottles, you see things like the ingredients list and and then if you actually know, if you're aware of certain things, you know that they're lying. So that's basically all it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you have been on this venture for a while. You just recently started into home products, or you've kind of just been doing this on your own for your own home?
Oh yeah, my own home. I've been doing it for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're like, wow, I need to finally capitalize on this, and I'm passionate about it and make a business out of it.
For
sure.
So
you just decided to take a dive into it, entrepreneurship, and give it a go?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I always knew I wanted to do my own thing, but I didn't know it was going to be this. I would have never thought this. If you asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have never thought that this is what I would be doing. But I feel like starting a business such as what I'm doing, I feel that it's not only a way to provide something that's helpful for people, but also to educate people. Because
education is so important.
It is so important, because even if you're not buying my products, at least I'm telling you what to look out for.
Exactly.
And that's better than nothing to me.
No, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time we just assume like the brands, Myers, Method, whatever, at the store, it's a healthier or a better alternative to Windex and stuff like that. But if you don't know what ingredients and chemicals and stuff to look for, it's discouraging, and you think you're doing good, but ultimately there's still toxins in there.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, so was there a specific point in your life when you decided to switch out the cleaning products? Like you did your foods, everything was organic. What made you start making your own cleaning products?
After I switched out my food, after I switched out pots and pans, I was feeling better, but I was still not 100%. And I know myself as a person. I am naturally energetic. I don't have acne all the time. You're not supposed to have acne all the time. You're not supposed to feel all these symptoms all the time. So after I did those switches and realized I'm still not 100%, I was like, okay, I have to look at other things.
Dive deeper.
Yes. So I started looking at cleaning products. Laundry is a huge one.
We have to talk about laundry.
We really do, because that one's a really, really big one, because it sits on your skin all day.
Yeah, we're wearing it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah. That was kind of like, I was just so determined to fix myself, because no doctor I went to countless doctors, and not one person was able to tell me.
Dismissed. So what symptoms were you experiencing?
Okay, so my acne, I'll show you a picture later too.
We should definitely post.
You should post a picture of it.
And after.
You really should.
So your acne was just insane.
It was so bad, and you're told that this is normal. You're told,
you thought it was like hormonal, or you cleaned up your diet, so it's not like it was because processed foods and processed sugars were the culprit.
Exactly.
So you were just having these crazy acne flares.
constantly bloated, constantly tired. It was just a mix of everything. And it just doesn't feel right. Your body whispers before it screams, right? So by getting acne, by getting bloated, by all of these symptoms, that's your body telling you there's something wrong and you need to do something about it.
You were like, girlfriend, it's time. So how did you, like, you just, all right, I'm going to change cleaning products. This is what we're doing.
So I started simple. Like I started with like vinegar and stuff like that. I live with my brother. So like he
is so clean.
He's very clean.
Oh, wow,
he is.
shocker.
He actually is.
Okay.
But he doesn't like this like organic, natural lifestyle.
That's not his life.
It's not.
Okay.
And when he smells like something like vinegar as opposed to like something that's synthetically. Exactly. He's like, what is this? I don't like this. Like, we're not using this. And, you know, so it's like friction, you know? So I was like, all right, I got to figure out something else. Like, I got to figure out something that like is still going to be helpful to us, but smells a little better. So that's when I started
experimenting.
Yes, I literally was in my kitchen, and you know what? I had so much fun doing it. Like this became like a hobby of mine to just like make stuff like every week for my house. Yeah. And finally, I like got the recipe down, and that's what you have in your house right now.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I love that. So just through just experimenting in your kitchen and.
Exactly.
Finding products that work.
Researching, experimenting, and finding what works for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I am trying to transition to a toxin-free home or I need to start looking at my ingredients in my house, right? What would you say are what are the top most toxic ingredients or common ingredients that you see in cleaners that we definitely should be on a no list for us?
Formaldehyde is number one.
Okay.
Anything petrochemicals.
Okay, so it would say like petro.
It says petro. Sometimes it's other stuff like benzene.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I would stay far away from fragrance.
Fragrance, yes.
If it says fragrance and it's not telling you where it's coming from, it's most likely not anything that's going to be good for you.
It's not beneficial.
No.
And that's funny you mentioned fragrance because I just did on my accountability call this week and we talked about clean skincare. And one of the big things is fragrance being labeled in skincare ingredients, but they're not disclosing what's in that fragrance. So you know it's synthetic, you know it's going to cause allergies and eczema, acne, just flares, right?
Yeah.
Immunological conditions because it's toxic. So the fragrance, formaldehyde, and what was the other one?
Benzene, petrochemicals, anything like that.
Okay.
You stay far, far away from benzene. Quite literally means gas in Arabic.
That's nice.
So when I started seeing benzene, I know that because it translates to that. Okay, but some other people,
I wouldn't know that that's what it translates
exactly
to. And everyday people wouldn't know that.
Exactly. So nobody questions it, and it's hidden in like long words too. Like it'll be like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Doxyl benzene sulfonate. Like it's
crazy.
So long, and it's like, what? Like I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Okay, so definitely need to do a deep dive looking at all the ingredients that are in your cleaning products. If there's any of those on them, got to get them out of the house, switch to something different. So
research every single product, every single ingredient.
Every single ingredient.
Yeah.
And I wonder about, constantly being exposed to these toxins, like some of the common symptomology. Is there, like from your research and going down, this venture, what would you say are common symptoms for people to look out for when they are being exposed to these toxins?
Yeah. Then that's exactly what I was saying before.
Like
the fatigue, the acne, the bloating. All of that is abnormal. And if you're doing everything else right and you're still experiencing symptoms, you have to look at other factors.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that most likely is either in your cleaning products, in your stuff in your shower, your hand soap even. Like
hand soap is a big one for me because if I know certain brands that if I use them, my hands get itchy. I get rashes on them.
Yeah.
I have to be super dry.
Yeah.
I have to be really careful with the different hand soaps that I use. So that's a big one for me that I've realized.
Your body tells you what
we can handle and can't handle, but we just choose to ignore it, right? And we blame it on something else.
Exactly.
Okay, so those ingredients. So if I want to, I'm starting from scratch here, and I want to start introducing non-toxic living into my home, how can I take this on without getting so overwhelmed, because it's hard to change everything at once.
Absolutely. And that's why you have to take it kind of like category by category.
Okay.
If this is how I did it, I started with food. Everything because that's directly what you're consuming. So that's going to be the most important.
Absolutely.
So get everything organic, only eat whole foods. Don't eat processed foods. Just do what, go back to the roots,
Right.
Like everything, just whole foods, organic, cook at home.
Couple ingredients. If there's a lot of ingredients, definitely doesn't need to be in the grocery cart.
Exactly.
Cook as much as you can at home.
Exactly. Yes. If you have that down already, I like to go to pots and pans. Those are a huge aspect.
Yes.
If you
I changed out my pots and pans.
Good.
I love my new pots and pans.
Good.
It's HomeAway. Wait, what's the brand?
Caraway or something?
Not Caraway. It's the other one.
I don't know.
It's at Target. Our Place.
Okay.
We did a video about this.
It's a good one.
Our Place pots and pans.
I just get like stainless steel
I
or
can't
like
figure out
iron.
how to cook on stainless steel.
What about cast iron?
I have a cast iron. I just seem to jack it up all the time.
Oh yeah, you have to
So-
you have to be super like
Patient,
it's a lot of
right? 'Cause
maintenance.
it has to be hot.
Well, that and it's a lot of maintenance. Like as soon as you finish cooking, rinse it really fast, dry it right away because it rusts,
Yes.
and then
A lot of maintenance.
and then oil it with olive oil, and then put it back in the
Back
oven.
in the oven. This is like a whole process.
It is.
With 5 kids,
Oh, yeah.
I've
I'm sure
tried
that's
and
annoying.
I just have failed, but I still have it.
Yeah.
It's in my cabinet.
Yeah. I love the way,
me
and
too.
cast iron, you're literally getting iron into your food.
So that's just another bonus.
Exactly. So
I
yes,
just need
it's
to figure it out and do better with
yeah.
trying
Listen,
it again.
it's if you don't do it every single day, because it's easier for me to say that because I don't have 5 kids.
I can imagine. Like I did try. I gave it an effort, but it
Yeah,
didn't turn out very well. But I kept it because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on this.
No,
venture
don't.
yet. So what I did do, I switched to Our Place, and I love my pots and pans from them.
Okay.
It's, no toxins in the ceramic. I love how it cooks, and it's easy to clean. And
Yeah.
Low maintenance.
So that works then, yeah.
I was like, I definitely made a conscious effort that, okay, I've got to get rid of all of if there's little scrapes and stuff in the pots and pans, it's leaching into our food.
Yes. It makes a
And
huge difference.
that was definitely something a step I wanted to take. Okay. So foods, of course.
Yes.
Pots and pans next. And then you went to cleaning products.
And then I went to cleaning products.
But where do I even start with cleaning products? Because there's so many, like, all the things. There's laundry, like you said, soaps, and cleaning, like, for the surfaces, windows, all the stuff.
I mean, listen, everything you need is in your kitchen.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy my product, go and make it yourself. Go and make something yourself. Go on Google, figure out how to make whatever, and you'll figure it out. But aside from that, if you're looking for convenience, then obviously products like mine are available. They're just a little bit harder to find.
Yes.
That's it.
You're rare.
Yes,
so
very.
I'm glad that we found you.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you did too.
Okay, so starting with just kitchen products, right? Getting the surface cleaner.
That's the thing. So I would start with one thing.
Okay.
One thing. All-purpose spray is
Gradually.
obviously, I think, the most important because you're using it all the time on everything. All-purpose spray, I would start with that.
Okay.
Once you feel like you kind of got that down, go to the next thing. I used to be obsessed with Clorox.
Yeah.
And
the
that is
Clorox wipes.
Wipes and spray.
Oh, goodness.
And I used to think like, okay, I can't clean my toilet. Like if I'm not cleaning my toilet with Clorox, my toilet's not clean. So that was a really, really
bleach.
hard yeah. And I get it because you literally spray and you see it going away. So that's hard to kind of like steer away from.
Right, because you're visually like, all right, I know I'm cleaning this.
Yeah.
I know it's getting clean.
But I sell bleach alternative. And
Okay.
it actually works. You just
Perfect.
need to scrub after. That's the only difference. With Clorox, you don't really have to scrub
Right,
after.
it's no
Nothing
scrub.
is going to compare to what's in bleach. So,
Yeah,
like, I'm not even going to pretend like it is. So,
Right.
you just have to
You
do
have
a little
scrub
scrubbing.
a little bit harder, put a little bit more elbow grease into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And have you used any of your cleaning products on like pet stains, toddler stains?
Yes,
like,
I have 2 dogs and
Okay.
I have a 6-year-old niece.
Okay.
I've used my products for poop, puke, like
All the
peanut
things.
butter.
It passes the test.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that's awesome
Yes.
because a lot of people are nervous to go the more natural route because like, well, it's not gonna clean as well, or I'm still gonna have stains, whatever the case may be. But your products pass the test.
They pass the test. You use them, don't you?
I use them, but I have a cleaner that does
it. Yeah,
so
yeah.
And I mean, I don't have a dog. So the kids aren't pooping on the floor.
It works. Like I'm a psych, and that's another reason why I wanted to start what I'm doing, because I'm a psychopath with cleaning. Like I don't leave my house unless it's clean. So I'm constantly spraying, I'm spritzing, I'm wiping, everything's touching, I'm inhaling it. So it's really important for me to be around something that's clean
products. Absolutely.
And I do this all the time, and I'm fine. Like my acne's gone.
Yeah, your skin looks amazing.
Thank you. It took a lot of work.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously you found the toxins that you're being exposed to, you eliminated them, and then you just felt so much better. Your skin cleared up, the bloating, all the symptomology that you were experiencing. So that just goes to show how important, not just what's going on in our mouth, on our skin, but what toxins that we're around in our environment have on our overall physiology.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's huge. Okay, so now I want to talk about do you have like a routine for non-toxic living or anything in particular that you do to, just make sure that you're staying, living a toxin-free life?
Yeah.
On the daily.
Yeah. And people want to try to make it about like, oh, you have to have money to live like this. No, you don't. Wake up, open your window, use non-toxic toothpaste when you're brushing your teeth. Fluoride free. Yes. I use that.
We made that transition. I wanted to make sure we get fluoride out of the house.
Good.
So we did that.
That makes me happy to hear, because that's really important.
It is so important. And I feel like, this is a whole nother rabbit hole about fluoride and stuff, but a lot of people don't recognize, like, wow, something like your toothpaste could be harming not just your health, but your kids' health too. And you're going to the dentist, you're having treatments with fluoride and so on and so forth. So that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Okay. Fluoride out of the house.
No, I actually want to touch on fluoride just like for a quick second.
Of course.
In Cali, when I moved there, I learned that the levels of fluoride in the water there are much higher. And I started getting extremely sick, the worst migraines, everything.
Really?
And then I stopped. I obviously started drinking cleaner water there, and it all went away.
It all went away. You're just having high exposure to
fluoride. Is apparently in Cali it's higher than others.
Well, that's interesting because, in Miami here, I believe it's been eliminated out of our water supply.
Oh, okay.
I don't quote me on that, but I believe it has passed to get out of our water supply, quote unquote.
Hopefully,
if
they're telling the truth,
Right, exactly. But I wouldn't drink from the tap regardless.
Yeah, don't.
Forget about the Florida.
There's a
I'm not
lot.
drinking from the tap.
There's a plethora of other things in our water.
Exactly. Yeah. But whenever when you look at your toothpaste, right, and on the back of there it says, if swallowed, contact poison control. It's like, why am I putting something like that in my mouth?
Right. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It literally says it on there.
Yes.
Look at your toothpaste. If you have fluoride toothpaste, Bianca, could be step one for you. Okay.
I hope you don't.
If this could be step one.
We're gonna have to punish you.
Look at the back and see. It literally will say, if swallowed, contact poison control.
I've seen that.
Deodorants, that's a whole nother thing. Like trying to find clean deodorant without aluminum and different toxins in there.
Spray ones are supposedly really bad, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't use the spray.
Yeah, don't use the spray. I barely even use deodorant.
You go, girl.
And I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I don't smell, only around like that time of the month, because apparently your body like has more toxins.
Exactly.
So I'll use like a natural deodorant. I'll give you a store to go to later. Yeah.
I switched my deodorant too, and it's with my hormones and breastfeeding with the kids and everything. Like I feel like I can wear a deodorant for a certain amount of time, and then I have to change it to something else because of my hormones changing. But I do notice that I can go since switching to non-toxic products, I can go longer without having to wear deodorant.
Yep.
Like of course I just put it on before I leave the house because I'm coming to the gym or whatever, but. if I miss a day, I'm not gonna like it's not like a taco stand fajitas or anything.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
a win.
You're right.
Ever since switching,
Well, you eat clean too. It's all linked. If you're eating
Absolutely.
better, if you're detoxing a lot too, you're not gonna smell as bad because your body's not full of toxins.
Right.
So
That's so true. So I wanted to, going back to all of these toxins and the ingredients and stuff in our cleaning products, you hear all the time about endocrine disruptors.
oh yeah.
So I'm sure as you were trying to find the best ingredients for your products and stuff, you also found that common, theme among these ingredients about them being endocrine disruptors. So
Yeah.
what is your take on that?
So as someone who personally experienced my endocrine being disrupted.
Yes.
Basically, endocrine disruptors are something that throw off your hormones. It's
Absolutely.
hormone imbalance. That's basically
Yes.
what it is in simple terms. And I took that very seriously because I'm not going to be a company that does that to my consumers.
I love that.
Yeah, it's important.
You're being truthful with
Yes.
your marketing, with your products.
Everything. Like if I'm okay, if you don't like my product, I'm okay with that because I'm not harming you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like as long as I'm not harming you, we're good.
And on top of that, like you spoke about earlier too, it's not just about people buying your products, right?
Exactly.
So you want to educate on the healthier alternatives for
Yeah.
non-toxic living or
Yeah.
things for people to look out for, even if they're not buying your products.
Yeah.
Of course, we want people to,
Of
you know,
course.
support
of course.
small businesses and this new
Right.
business venture and stuff that you're going on. But ultimately, you just want to raise the awareness around the products.
Exactly.
So with the endocrine disruptors, infertility is on the rise. We have so many women that are estrogen dominant, contributing to, bloating, central weight gain, things like that. I definitely feel like not just the food supply, but going back to the toxins that are in our environment and, cleaning up what you're cleaning your home with is
Yeah.
definitely a great step for people to
Absolutely.
take.
Yeah. And you hear stories all the time of women saying, oh, I can't get pregnant. Oh, my baby has this issue. Like, it kind of goes back. What were you doing when you were pregnant?
Of course.
And I hate to say this because I don't want to ever make any mother feel bad. But especially when you have another life in your hands, it's really time to do your own research and see what you're putting in your house and your body and everything.
Just really reevaluate all the things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's sad that we even have to be at this point where we can't trust what is in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Not just your food, but products that you're using and just how they're so polluted with so much different stuff. So it's confusing to navigate. There's so many, like you talked about those greenwashing brands that claim to be doing certain things, but it's just really hard to navigate and it can be discouraging for a lot of people. So I think starting with small little steps is super important and
For sure.
it makes it more manageable.
Yeah.
So break it down into those things that you can accomplish, right?
Yeah.
Change your diet, first of all. Get the pots and pans out. You said start with your kitchen supplies. The laundry. Okay, we do a lot of laundry in my house.
I'm sure.
Okay, so I started buying 7th generation. Is it bad?
7th generation actually isn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
That
I
one
recently
actually
tried
I
Molly
trust.
Suds. I recently tried Molly Suds too.
I've heard really good. I've never tried Molly Suds. I've never tried 7th generation either,
Okay.
but I have read their ingredients on both, and
So
they both check
it's not
out for
terrible.
me.
Okay.
No, those are fine. Those
They're
are actually
approved.
good. Yes.
Yasmina approved.
Yes, they
Yay,
are. They
okay.
are. Yeah.
All right, so I did make those swaps, and
That's good.
Now I have your dish cleaner
Oh, nice.
and your surface cleaner.
Nice.
Okay, so what other products do you offer for your line? Tell us about your line. What do you have?
Okay, so as of right now, I offer laundry, surface cleaner, dish soap, dishwasher tablets.
Like the little pods?
Yes.
Oh, love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and my bleach alternative.
Okay.
And I'm gonna expand soon, but considering I just started, I'm kind of just trying to perfect what I have now, and then expand from there.
Have more
Yeah.
products available.
Yeah, I want to eventually do
A full line.
a full line of everything. Like I just want to do your go-to for just skin, hair, everything, because I do that for myself, so I obviously want to offer it to my customers, but as a business owner,
You have to, what makes sense, right?
Exactly.
And it's really hard financially to tackle all of the things at one time.
For sure. I feel like not a lot of business owners like are open about like the financial aspect, the days where you're just like not having any sales or anything like that. Like I'm open about it. Like it's part of the process, and I'm not gonna lie, there's days where I want to like cry. Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, but I just need to like remember why I started in the first place, and it kind of just like pushes me to keep going.
For sure. So I definitely need to try the bleach alternative. I need to try the dishwasher pods.
You do.
And the laundry.
Yeah.
The laundry detergent.
Okay, but what makes my products also unique?
Yes, let's talk about this.
Is not only the ingredients, but the packaging.
I love your packaging.
Thank you.
I wish we had the...
I know. I forgot. I should have brought it.
Oh my goodness. Her packaging is so cute.
I saw it from afar. I didn't even
It's so cute.
So everything is with purpose. Like
we're gonna have to send like pictures so we can show the products
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Because they're so cute.
Yeah.
I love how you have it like handwritten with
everything.
the ingredients. Like my daughter was even impressed. She's like, the ingredients are written on here, handwritten on here.
Aww,
I'm like, wow.
She was so cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she puts a lot of love. Like I love the packaging.
care. I really do.
And you can tell. So
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah. And everything's with a purpose. Like my packaging is glass. My labels aren't stuck on with synthetic adhesive. And I am exploring adhesives that are
better options.
Yes, that are better options, and also water-based inks that are also better options.
Okay.
But I haven't signed off on anything just yet because I want to make sure it all checks out. Like I want every single thing about my product to be non-toxic, no matter how much it costs me. I don't care about that. Like
That's not something you want to bend.
No, not at all. I don't care if people are like, oh, but you could make so much more money if you had plastic. And I'm like, I don't care about making money.
I feel like that's in distribution in general for anything across the board. It's always like, well, if you can switch that out and add this in instead, you'll make more money. It's going to cost you less.
But this isn't about me.
Sacrificing the quality of the product and why you started to do this in the beginning, right?
And this isn't about me. I started this for the people. It's not for me. It's
because you were making your own product.
Exactly. So like I'm good. My house is already non-toxic. I'm trying to help other people out.
That's awesome.
So yeah, all of that, and then.
Do you have to get any certain certifications or anything, or is that something you want to do down the line?
Yes, I want to get EWG verified.
I love EWG. I'm always on their website.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, not a lot of people even know about it.
I know. I shared the link in my call on Sunday.
Nice.
Like I try to tell people like, put your products in here before you go and buy them.
Yes.
Like, I needed to like whatever it is. I needed to get a new bronzer, and I was like, what is EWG? What are they? You know, what are my options on there to see what's new before I go and buy something? I love to. Look at everything on there. So
as you should, because then
so useful.
It's a peace of mind too.
Yes,
so you just go home and you're like reassured in what you just purchased that you're not harming yourself or your five children, because at this point it's not just you,
everybody in the house.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
So it's
okay,
important.
So you want to get EWG certified?
I do. Yes.
That's a whole process, and I'm sure very expensive.
Yeah, it's a huge process.
All the certs are
but
expensive.
Listen, nothing's impossible.
No way. Nothing's impossible. You're gonna make it happen.
Exactly. Next time we're on here, I'll be EWG.
Only 2 months old. So
exactly.
Look at where you were, where you're at now.
Exactly.
And the sky's the limit. So if it's something that you want, go after it.
And
it's totally doable.
Yeah, for sure. And then not only that, but I do refillables so that we're reducing waste.
We talked about that.
Yes.
At Hubbard's Cupboard.
Yes. Okay. So basically, once you're done with your spray or laundry or whatever, you keep the bottle, and I give you the refillables actually in Hubbard's covered milk carton.
That's awesome.
Their glass one. Yeah.
Recycling.
Yes. And then you bring it back, and then I have stations, and I steam clean everything, and then that's when I give you a refillable solution.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Okay, so how can people get your products?
I have a website.
Okay.
It's www.yasminas.co.
Yes. Okay. And everything can be purchased on there?
Everything can be purchased on there. And even if you want like a personalized scent, I do personalized scents. Just send me a message.
That's amazing.
Because I scent my stuff with essential oils. So as long as I have essential oils to make the scent that you want, it's doable. It's not hard.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So they can go to your website, also your Instagram.
Yeah, my Instagram. I'm at the farmers markets.
It's at Yasminas or just at Yasminas?
It's at yasminas.co is my Instagram.
Okay.
And then my website is www.yasminas.co.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I go to the farmers markets all the time. That's kind of like what gave me the momentum because
to finally do it.
Yeah, because I went and people loved my products and it was just, very encouraging, and I was like, I gotta go like full throttle with this.
I love farmers markets.
Me
find
too.
so many goodies there, and I think it's like so many things you wouldn't even know existed, or just finding small businesses.
For sure.
It's so much fun. Definitely at farmers markets. Okay, so you were at the farmers market. You're at Hubbard's Cupboard if you're here in Miami.
Yes.
And
the Beehive Natural Foods, that's in Coral Gables.
I've never been there. What is it called?
The Beehive?
The Beehive.
Oh, yeah. They have a lot. You would love it there.
Would I get
That's
lost?
actually where I was going to tell her to go.
Okay.
For the deodorant. Yeah.
The Beehive.
The Beehive, yes.
What's your favorite deodorant there?
It's, I forget what it's called. It has a brown top, and it's a white. It's a white deodorant with a brown top.
We need to go look at the Beehive, Bianca.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys should.
It's like all natural.
She has so much stuff that's like non-toxic. I mean,
Yeah?
there's some stuff that is like, but it's a store. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff is not
But most of the stuff, and you could ask her too what you're looking for, and she'll steer you if she knows.
So is it just like cleaning and like
It's everything.
skincare?
They have a lot of supplements. They have skincare. They have hair care. They have, and it's all like, she supports so many local businesses too. So it's so many people doing what I'm doing, where they like make it at their house and bring it over.
I love that.
Me too. It's so cute.
Okay, we have to go there, Bianca. That'll be
Yeah.
fun. I can't believe I've never been there.
I can't believe you haven't either.
Okay, so
I have to give you like a list of places that you would love.
I need to go to the juice place.
The juice place,
the
yes.
Beehive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are your 3 must-have clean girl starter pack? Like, what do I need to do? What are those 3 things?
3 things. I would start with laundry for sure.
Okay.
Because that's something that's constantly touching your skin.
Yep.
Makeup is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, if you can avoid makeup at all costs, do it. But if not, I actually know a website called Alani Organics. Everything.
Alani Organics?
Yes, everything on there. She goes through the owner, and she is like nuts. Like, she does not accept like not even one small ingredient that's toxic.
So it's kind of like an organic Sephora brand.
It's kind of like kind of
Is
like
it
an
on
Amazon.
EWG?
Actually, I have to look that up. I don't know.
Okay, Alani Organics.
Yeah.
Okay, so
no, but if you look at if you'll know. You're pretty familiar with like toxic ingredients.
yeah, I'll definitely.
When you
check
go,
it out.
you click every ingredient, every product, and look at the ingredients list. Everything is clean. Everything.
I love that. Okay, I need to go check it out.
Yeah.
So Alani Organics.
Alani
All right,
Organics
so we
for
said
makeup,
laundry detergent,
laundry,
clean beauty.
clean beauty,
What's the third thing?
ventilation in your house. So if you could
Ventilation.
get like a snake plant or like,
What's a snake plant?
oh my God, it's like a natural air filter.
I actually think I saw a reel on this. Someone was talking about a snake plant. Maybe it was like Paul Saladino or something.
It's so many. I mean, this is a known thing.
Well, I didn't know about this snake plant, but I remember, and I was like, "Is this real?"
Yeah, it's
Okay, a
absolutely
snake
real.
plant.
It's been proven. Yeah.
So what
snake
is-
plants.
It's just helping naturally
It
to
basically
detoxify
cleans
your air.
your air. It's like an air filter. It's like basically like those Dyson air filters.
Yeah.
It's basically like that, but natural. I mean, an
Wow.
air filter isn't unnatural. So
Right.
yeah.
I have air filters in the house. But
So do I.
I need a
So do I.
snake plant.
I mean, yeah, they're also cute.
I can't keep anything alive though. So how?
No, they're
tough is
very
it?
easy to maintain. Yeah,
Okay.
and they stay alive for a very long time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I have a
Alright.
couple in my house. I have.
Okay,
I also
ventilation.
have regular air filters too.
Yeah.
I have 2 dogs, so like you need.
You need air filters.
And if
right?
not, if you can't get either of those things, open your windows.
Okay.
Open your windows, air
Fresh
out your
air.
house every day. In the morning when it's not too hot. If you're in Miami.
I don't know how much fresh air I'm getting whenever. Let me see.
Yeah.
That's a snake plant.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Mhm.
I actually like it.
They're nice.
I thought it might look
Yeah.
weird.
They have
because
different variations, small, big, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's just recap: laundry detergent, clean beauty products,
Uh-huh.
and
Air ventilation. Yes,
Okay.
that's really important. And that also is linked to cleaning product, because if you're using the toxic stuff, it's literally just circulating in your air.
Yes.
It's just stuck in the house. You're inhaling that. You're wondering, oh, why do I have a headache? And you're like, because you're literally inhaling benzene.
Yes. Okay, so man, this is so important, especially for people that clean for a living, to be exposed to this all day long.
I know.
I need to make sure that I have good stuff for when they come to my house, that it's they can get a break from all of those toxic chemicals, because that's crazy.
But that's the thing too, is so many people, I've talked to people like at the farmers markets and stuff, and they're like, oh no, like mostly guys say this, they're like, oh, my cleaner does the cleaning. I'm like, but you're still inhaling it. And not only that, you're literally harming your cleaning lady by telling her to use certain things. Yeah. So.
Wow. That's definitely something to think about.
But not a lot of people care to the extent that, like, I do. You know what I mean? Like, I think about my cleaning lady.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm being extreme, but I'm not.
You're not. No. It's important.
I don't want, like, I just think, would I want to be breathing that in all day long or have it in the home? Okay, how do you feel about plugins?
I hate plugins.
I knew it.
I don't even think it smells like chemicals.
What kills me
it
the
smells
most?
fake.
When I get into an Uber and they have those little whatever that plug-in things for their air vents and stuff. Those, I feel like I'm riding in a big old toxin box.
Even the tree things.
Oh goodness, they still make those?
Yeah. Listen, when I was younger, I was guilty of using those too, but I didn't know any better when I was younger.
I wanted the car to smell good.
Exactly,
but I haven't seen them in a long time. But some of these Ubers, you get in it and it's like
awful.
Holy smokes!
Awful.
I can't even breathe. Mm-hmm. They're just poisoning us with their
it's fragrance. 1,000%.
Okay, how do we buy a good candle? What's a good candle?
It's something unscented or only scented with like essential oils.
Unscented candle. The point of the candle is for the scent.
So don't buy it.
Okay, unscented or
candles aren't necessary. Like even the smoke. Like when your candles like this, it's black smoke coming up. That is not good. Like just. Why do you even need a candle? Get rid of your candle.
Know, they're just so cute. But yeah,
I know. Trust me, I know. I used to like always light a candle when I used to go to sleep at night because it was like Zen or whatever.
Have the candles.
And then I would wake up with a headache.
No.
No.
Well, my thing is like and I haven't been doing this. Yeah. I stopped with the candles, but I did like to have them for the smell or like around the holidays.
I get it.
So it's like, okay, how can I get a non-toxic
candle?
So you want it to be scented or the fragrance with essential oils.
Essential oils, to be honest, I have to do a little bit more research on candles because I don't use candles, so I don't really know. But if they're scented,
like there's got to be a healthier option.
There 1,000% is, because I've seen people like make their own.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy. Like I've seen people like you literally just buy the wax, you melt it down, and then you add whatever you want to it, and then let it form again, and then you're done.
My girls have gotten like these candle making kits before.
Oh, that's cute.
And that's what I did is we used my essential oils as the fragrance for it because
there you go, and it smelled good, right?
Yeah, it did. But I don't know what else was in the wax or whatever. It was just like a fun thing that they got this kit. Yeah. And I was like, at least we can use the fragrance from the essential oils.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows of a non-toxic candle,
let us know
for sure. Because I feel like a lot of people use candles, and if you could find a better option, that'd be super cool.
Yeah. Make your own if you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so we touched on, let's see, what else did I want to cover with you? We talked about for your line, your ingredients and things like that in your products. 3 must-haves, or starter pack, I should say.
Yeah.
We talked about the chemicals with endocrine disruptors. Okay, so let's talk about some of the ingredients that you do use in your products.
So my main ingredients are saponified olive oil, coconut oil, and jojoba oil. And basically that's just a form of making the oils into soaps.
Okay.
Yeah. And also essential oils, and then hydrogen peroxide. And those are like my 3 main things.
So no vinegar?
I don't use vinegar.
What about baking soda?
Yes, I have baking soda.
Okay.
I use baking soda.
In laundry detergent or like
in laundry plus my bleach alternative.
Okay.
Yeah. And then lemon I use as a lot of. Like citrus is like my best selling scent.
I love lemon.
Me too. Me too. And it smells so good too because it's not like in your face.
It smells so good.
Mm-hmm. You have the lemon one, right?
I do.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with it. And I like that's basically it.
What about in the pods for the dishwasher?
Oh, the pod is basically just soap, baking soda. I use like an organic citric acid made from lemons.
Okay.
And washing soda. That's like basically all that's in there.
So
And
awesome.
essential oils and like a couple drops of water to harden it, and that's it.
And are they in little plastic cubes?
No. Oh my God. Plastic
I don't-
cubes.
Well, I'm thinking of the
I'm
dishwasher pods. They're in those little
That's
plastic
what everyone
containers.
thinks. No, they're like
And I'm-
white. They're like white little things. I could show you. They're just the white.
So I'm like, how do you keep this together? How do you keep the pod together?
It's so the essential. You have it. I
you
had to
putting- are you,
experiment so much with
Like
it.
making them in ice cube
Ice
trays
cube
or
tray.
something?
Yes. So basically, you mix it all together, and then you pack it in ice cube trays, and then you let it dry. And the drying is like the annoying
What
part
takes
because
forever?
it takes a while. Yeah, and then it hardens.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I
it's-
saw something like this on Pinterest, so that's why I was like, it's got to be like ice cube trays
Yeah,
or something.
it's-
But I didn't know how you would keep it together if you had to put it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're not doing any
And don't get
plastic.
me wrong, I had to try. It took me like 10 tries to get it right.
Well,
Because when you use
yeah.
too much water, then it falls
Starts to fall
apart.
apart.
But some recipes tell you to use like an extreme amount of water, and then
You're like,
you
no.
learn the hard way that you shouldn't. But yeah, this is them right here.
Oh wow, those are so cute.
Yeah. They
Look at
just-
that jar.
They look like sugar cubes.
It looks like a sugar cube.
Yeah, and it also in glass, like everything.
If it'll load for us.
Oh yeah.
That looks so cute.
Yeah.
They look like marshmallows.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then I give it when you run out of that, I also give you refills in like little brown paper bags. Like
You're
that's
so
it.
cute. I love that. That's
Thank
so
you.
cool.
Thank you.
Super cute packaging. A lot of love. A lot of detail goes into your products. So I love that.
Yes.
Okay,
thank
so
you.
I need to get the pods. I need to do the dish.
I'll give you the
laundry
starter
detergent.
kit.
We gotta get all the things right.
Yes, you
for
do.
sure.
You do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what about testimonials? Do you have any like testimonials from clients or anything like that that switched to clean beauty that you feel like
Yeah. I mean,
an awesome story
I feel like all my clients are people who are kind of already
on the path?
Yes, but
Right.
I have this one lady that comes to see me every single Saturday at the
Yeah.
market.
Which market do you go to?
On Saturdays, I go to the Coconut Grove one.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one's a really good one too for like everything clean, organic.
Okay.
Like,
I need to go. I need to go
I
to the
vouch
Coconut
for
Grove
that one truly.
I've gone to the Key Biscayne one.
I don't think I've ever been to that one. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
It was
Some
smaller, it was
the
fun.
problem with farmers markets lately I've learned is they're not actually like farmers markets.
The one, okay, this is sidebar, but me and the kids went to a farmer's market. It was in downtown on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah.
I was so disappointed. It was terrible.
Yeah.
There wasn't even there was no, not even it was just like clothes and not even.
Yeah.
Oh, Magic City Flea.
Is that what it is? Was it a flea market?
Yeah, it was a flea in downtown on Sunday.
Magic
But I don't-
City?
I don't know. That's
Isn't
what
that,
I went to.
is it Magic City around here though? Or is that just what they're calling it?
That's just what they call it.
Well, this Magic City flea, yes, totally
It
makes
was
sense. It was a
clothes.
flea market, not
Yeah.
a farmer's market.
I'm not-
We're thinking we're going to this farmer's market.
Yeah.
We're gonna get like fresh cut fruit or smoothies and like all types of.
But it's so true. A lot of
cool
farmers markets
vendors.
are like that now. None
No.
of that, and even when you
It was
see the
totally a
vendors,
flea
it's
market.
like not organic. And like
No.
if I'm going to the farmers market, I want it straight from the farm. Like,
Yes,
that is
okay.
the point of the farmers market.
No wonder I'm disappointed. I was at the dang flea market, Bianca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
That's funny.
The
yeah.
kids were like, "What
That's
is
so
this,
funny,
Mom?"
and it's-
Okay, so Coconut Grove.
Coconut Grove. I do
Farmers market.
Surfside sometimes.
Okay.
Don't get this on camera, but they don't really have good stuff either.
Okay.
It's not like organic there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Coconut Grove.
Coconut Grove
That's
is
the go-to.
1000% the best one I've been to. I've heard Pinecrest, but I've never been there.
I've heard of the Pinecrest one too, but I haven't been there.
Yeah, I don't know. I also feel like me and you are kind of aligned with our standards.
Yeah.
So-
we might be a little picky.
That's the thing, too. So I don't know. I have to check out Pinecrest and see. Legion, I heard, was good, too.
Where's that?
The one, the Burger
60 something street. Yeah.
Oh.
Saturdays 9 to 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Me either. But I everyone keeps telling me to go.
I mean, so you've been going to your current
Farmers
clients
market.
have been, they're kind of on this trajectory already.
Yeah,
So-
but still, I this lady that comes all the time, she's like, I love your stuff. My cleaning lady loves it. Like, we both feel so much better. Like, even the air we're breathing and everything.
that.
And I mean, it makes sense because essential oils are literally proven to do things like calm you down, you know, make you happier. It's
Yeah.
proven. It's
the
literally proven.
aromatherapy, there's so many amazing benefits.
Yeah.
And you can go down a whole rabbit hole for that, for like antiviral properties.
Yes,
And like,
yes.
you know, your immune system, sleep, stress, whatever.
Yeah.
There's like an element for whatever it is that you've got going on.
Exactly. And a lot of people are like, oh, like does your stuff actually disinfect? Does your stuff actually do this? I'm like, if you know what essential oils do, hydrogen peroxide does, and also the saponified oils do, everything I use has a purpose. So it's like, once you do your research and understand, of course I could tell you, but people are always skeptical because other companies have lied. So
Yes,
it's like, do your own
exactly.
research. Like, the proof is in the pudding. Like,
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I think it's going back to just that education piece, and like
Yeah.
people, so many people just don't know truly like what to look for.
Yeah.
And you know, your products, you said toddler approved, dog approved,
Everything
so
approved, yeah.
you know, they can actually clean up messes and not be detrimental to your health long term. So
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so next thing I want to talk about, well, let's just go here. Then this podcast, I need more from you, Yasminas. So what is next for you? Because I need more from you. What's next on the agenda?
What's next on the agenda? Honestly, there's so much stuff behind the scenes that like I never thought I was going to have to deal with when
Yeah.
I first started. And now that I'm going through the motions, I'm like, wow.
Welcome to being a business owner.
I know. It's rough.
It definitely has its challenges, and like there's so many pros. You feel like I will just say, you know, starting my own business, I wasn't prepared for all of the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right. So just taking it day by day and like just going back to ultimately why you started to begin with is really
Yeah.
just kind of what carries you through.
Yeah.
And you know, you're going to have those moments where you just want to like throw your hands up and walk away from it, but going
Yeah.
back to your ultimate reasoning behind getting started. So
Yeah.
you're always learning something new, which is so exciting. It
Yeah.
can be intimidating, but it's like you just got to figure it out as you go. So
Yeah.
what's, you know, for you, we're 2 months old, this baby's just getting started.
I
So-
know. And I have to remind myself of that too. Like, there's a lot of people in 2 months that aren't this far. And I'm not bashing anyone for
You have
that.
so many products already. You should be so proud of
Because
that.
I go to the markets and like I only started with 3, and I
Okay.
go to the markets. They're like, "Oh, can you do this? Oh, can you do that?" I'm like, you know, and if enough people ask, I'm like, you know what? Like I got
I
to
need
do it for the
this.
people.
Yeah.
Like, so,
I need to figure this out.
yeah, and I do, and listen, it's not always like rainbows and butterflies,
Right.
but it's always worth it when you
For
know,
sure.
because people will also come back. They're like, "Oh, did you do it?" I'm like, "Yes, I did," and
have
it's
it.
right here for you, and
Yeah.
and that's like the best feeling. But to answer your initial question, what's next for me? I think it's just at this point is like, other than all the behind the scenes stuff, is exposure. Like I'm trying to let people know that Yasminas
Growing your
exists.
brand.
Yeah.
your brand.
And I'm gonna try to do that. You know, I'm going to supermarkets and just letting them know what's going on. To be totally honest, there's one supermarket that told me they want me to print my labels. So I told them, I was like, that's totally doable, but I want to do it in a
find
way that's
the best
gonna
options.
still be on brand for me. So let's, you know, like it's going
Trying
through
to-
that.
You're trying to just, you know, take your brand to that next level.
Exactly.
Increasing your exposure.
Yeah.
You know, letting people know that you have, you know, awesome products readily
Yeah.
available, because
Yeah.
like I said, I didn't even know your products existed, you know? 'Cause
I
you're
know. And
brand
you go to
new.
Hubbard's all the time too. Yeah.
I know. So brand
Yeah.
new, but I just
Yeah.
know that there's, you know, awesome things coming your way
Yeah.
because you put so much love and time and effort into your products, and it truly shows. So
Yeah.
they're amazing. I love them.
Thank you.
You guys definitely need to check out Yasmina's Organic. She's got awesome products. They're the
Thank you.
cutest. You can like actually leave your cleaner out on the counter if you wanted to, because they're that
Mhm.
cute. I think your little dish pots and stuff that you showed me, like those are just so cute to me. I feel like they need to be on display.
Yeah.
So
I leave mine out. Yeah.
you totally can. Like the packaging is that cute.
Yeah.
So you can go to yasminas.co,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's her website.
Yes.
Check out her products. Check her out on Instagram.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
me.
sharing, your knowledge of how to help people live a toxin-free life. And, cleaning products are part of our everyday life. So that's a huge step. And I truly appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us. So if you guys like today's episode, make sure that you subscribe to learn more. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yay.
Thank you guys so much for listening today. Subscribe so that you can hear more. This podcast does not establish a patient-provider relationship, nor is it medical advice. If you'd like to see me as a patient, please contact my team so you can thrive.